Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Sarasota. We are here to support you in finding that personal relationship with the God of your understanding and helping you to discover what you already know. My name is Ron Frost and I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the center. And this morning I greet you with Namaste. Namaste is a Sanskrit word for the divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity within you. Now, normally during this time, we share our community declaration. But if you were with us last Sunday, you know that we just created a brand new vision statement and a brand new mission statement. And so if you can join me now in reciting these words out loud together. First, let me put up the slide for the vision statement. Okay, let's read these words together. Empowering spiritual growth as a loving, inclusive, worldwide community. And now here's our mission statement. We are a loving, inclusive, worldwide community empowering spiritual growth. We do this by teaching science of mind principles and other life-affirming spiritual truths. We explore, we learn, we grow, we connect, honoring all paths to God. We offer in-person and online weekly services, classes, workshops, affirmative prayer support, and other spiritual tools. We create opportunities for joyful social connection, community outreach, and service. We are celebrating the awakening of our innate spiritual magnificence. Thank you. And now I invite you to our moment of brief meditation, where we simply just relax. We let go of the outer world, and we sink deeply into the heart center, and we breathe. And we feel grateful for the moment that we're in. And now here's Bob to lead us off with a short musical inspiration titled, I Am So Blessed by Karen Drucker.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
In listening and taking in these words, I am so blessed. I anchor this with the truth of knowing that there is one divine infinite source that lives, breathes, and exists, that blesses itself in its many creations throughout all all of the known and the unknown. It is the infinite. It is the true expression of gratitude that is always bubbling up and manifesting itself in so many magnificent ways. Whether we call it spirit, the love beauty of the universe, source creator, or simply by our most familiar word, God. It is the one divine truth that lives within all space and time. And as I know it's true, it breathes within all existence, it lives and breathes within me. It is thy very beingness that is expressing in this now moment within these thoughts and these words of this prayer. And I know this same divine truth for all that are now listening to this broadcast, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube at this now moment, or if they tune in later on. I know this truth for the Center for Spiritual Living and the people behind Center for Spiritual Living Sarasota, this divine sacred family. I know this truth for all of humanity, that there is this one infinite creative thing that lives, breathes, and exists as the blessing. That thing that's I'm so blessed that lives within all. So with this truth, I know that we are gifted with the sacred goodness of the one infinite creator as the blessing of this now moment of abundance, of perfect divine health and well-being, of the ability to express ourselves and our own creative gifts and talents, and to know that there is unity, peace, and harmony worldwide. As I anchor these truths, I anchor these truths from a heart of gratitude for knowing that Spirit already knows, already fulfills, and already does its thing as I release into the infinite law of mind, fully knowing we are blessed. And so it is. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our spiritual director, Rev Karen Wolfson, with her message titled, Think Less, Thank More, Gratitude No Matter What. But first, to lead us off with music, once again, here is Bob Teesdale with one of his personally written songs. Bob is a songwriter, so he's not only an amazing musician, but he's a songwriter. And this song is titled Grateful Hearts. Here's Bob.
Grateful minds will often vent lines of lofty sentiment, but no poetic platitude could match one act of gratitude. Grateful hearts speak not a word, their actions felt but never heard, but all heaven smiles and angels sing when grateful hearts do grateful things. Grateful, grateful for all the joys and blessings this life brings. If life is in the living, then the thanks is in the giving. 'Cause grateful hearts do grateful things. Grateful lips may talk the talk, but grateful feet will walk the walk. The work of many grateful hands helps share the load of life's demands. When grateful words cannot express, a grateful act might say it best. 'Cause in spite of what you may have read, some things are better done than said. Grateful, grateful for all the joys and blessings this life brings. With acts of gratitude and grace, we make the world a better place. When grateful hearts do grateful things. If life is in the living, then the thanks is in the giving. When grateful hearts do grateful things.
Oh, thank you, Bob. Yet another of your beautiful original songs. With acts of gratitude and grace, we make the world a better place. When grateful hearts do grateful things. I like that because it's not just about talking the talk, but it's about walking the walk. Hi, everyone. I'm going to start right off today by proclaiming I'm grateful and thankful for you, each one of you. But first, let's do our checking in. You know, I think about you all the time, and I ask the question in my mind because I'm always wondering, how are you doing? I feel our connection, and it's so good to know you're out there. What really helps, of course, is those emails. I love hearing how you're doing. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, we enjoy your letting us know where you are and a comment or two. And to you, our team of financial contributors, thank you, thank you. You are an absolutely essential part of what makes it possible for us to share our message, our caring, our connection, as we're doing each week. And thank you all for joining us today. As I think of you during the week, you know I continue to affirm and see you as vibrantly healthy and abundantly supported in every way. So, this is the month of Thanksgiving, a time when we are especially mindful of being grateful. Yes, even in the midst of this pandemic, which means a lot of us will be foregoing the celebration of Thanksgiving as we're so accustomed to doing. Is it your favorite holiday? You know, it is mine. And last year, I started a rich and beautiful new tradition with my family in Virginia. I'm so grateful for them being there and for this opportunity. I joined them in a mini family trip that's been their tradition for many years, and I had it already in ink on my calendar for this year. But we decided, all of us, to just step back, being respectful of everyone's health this year, and you better believe it's on my calendar for next year. And you may be really down because you'll be missing family and tradition this Thanksgiving, but you know, there's so much for which to be grateful. I know you know this. So much has been written and spoken about gratitude by so many people, but one of the best gratitude books I've read came to my attention a year or two ago. It's titled Thank and Grow Rich. Yes, Thank and Grow Rich. It's by Pam Grout. And the subtitle is A 30-Day Experiment in Shameless Gratitude and Unabashed Joy. Now, in the introduction, she writes, "Gratitude? Really? Isn't that sort of, well, lame?" Then she goes on, she says, "Wait, hold on. The gratitude I'm talking about in this book is anything but Gratitude 101, flimsy or lame. Let's call it ferocious gratitude, in-your-face gratitude. None of that sunshine and rainbows and unicorn stuff." Now, the title, Thank and Grow Rich, is a play on the title of the popular and brilliant, enduring classic book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And Pam Grout gives him due credit for his excellent message. And she goes on to say, but let's consider just possibly Sometimes the real power is in not thinking, or rather, in not thinking in the way our minds habitually tend to think. Well, like Netflix or Amazon, for example, when you order something or you even just look at something and up comes this message that says, well, because you ordered or searched for this item, here are some additional things you might like, some additional films you might like to see, you get the idea. Pam Grout tells us that our minds kind of do that too. They automatically leaf through our past information and our experiences and data, and from that old information, we create the present experiences we're having. More of the same. Because you liked it before or because you did it before, you get what I'm saying. And she suggests forget thinking like that and simply start thanking. So simple. Right now. Because when you do this, you're initiating a brand new experience, not contingent on that old reference point. If you want to override your brain's unfortunate habit of leafing through your past and creating a present hologram to match that, she continues, forget thinking and start thanking. And she says, I mean thanking everything. Kind of made me think of an ad I saw years ago it was an automobile ad. Let's just say it was for Honda. And it said, the answer is Honda. Now, what was the question? And so I'm taking that to kind of draw a parallel with what Pam Grout is saying. The answer is thank you. Now, what was the question? So, my theme for the next couple of weeks is think less and thank more. And now here's the part I really enjoyed about her book. She had completed the manuscript for the book, and the editor wrote, I like what you're saying, but how do I get there? How do I get to the end game, the result of what you're talking about? How do I get on that frequency? And you tell your readers, they're going to want to know. And Pam Grout writes, well, truth be told, I just can't bring myself to offer exercises or steps. Those just seem too much like work. So instead of exercises, I'm offering party games, 27 of them, ways to play with this no wiggle room idea. Now, I will tell you, I'm not going to be going through 27 of her party games, but I recommend the book. They're really fascinating, and they give you a whole new perspective on how to bring gratitude into your life in a whole new way and all the time. Thank everything, no matter what. The answer is gratitude. Now, what was the question? Here are just 3 suggestions taken from those 27 games of hers, and I'll be sharing more in the next couple of weeks. So the title of my talk today, of course, you probably figured it out by now, is gratitude no matter what. So these are the 3 suggestions. Number 1, shake your pom-poms. Number 2, insist on the gifts. And number 3, simply look up. So let's look at the first. Shake your pom-poms. As the author says, shake your pom-poms at dang near everything. I want you to pause and picture yourself doing that for just a minute. No pom-poms handy? Well, another way to do this is just say, wow. When faced with something you think is not remotely worthy of gratitude, do it anyway. Just try it. Just say, wow. Shake those pom-poms. Whatever or whomever comes your way this week, let your immediate response be, wow, thank you. Don't analyze, just be amazed. Less thinking, more thanking. Why? Because that simple response will change your experience, and it'll do it beautifully. I've tried it. I admit, when I've tried it, I've done it rather tentatively at first, and maybe paying attention more to the wow, look at the side benefits of whatever is going on, or even maybe saying, well, wow, it could have been worse, but it's a start. But the impact of this is so big. In another chapter, Pam writes, change your frequency, change your world. That's how big it is. And she writes, this is the chapter for folks who think gratitude is sweet and all, but there are rainforests to be saved and massive global problems to be solved. And that's true. There's a global pandemic. So much suffering and loss related to that. And yet she writes this. She said, I would like to suggest that there is nothing more important you could ever do for yourself, your family, your friends, your planet, than to tune into the frequency of gratitude and the lighthearted joy that comes with it. At every moment, whether you know it or not, you and I are contributing to the collective consciousness of all. Our thoughts, our energy field, our frequency is putting out an electromagnetic charge that either adds to the heaviness of lack and limitation and hopelessness, or beams in a new story of hope and healing and possibility of optimism. When we observe the world from a resonant field of gratitude, using our attention to notice beauty, to gaze at wonder, oh wow, we emit an energy frequency of love, of healing, of miracles. Pam continues and says, this joy oscillation is the most powerful frequency on the planet, and it has the capability of radically uplifting the world. And I can tell you that from personal experience, that for me, that's happened. Now, it might take a few dozen shakes of those pom-poms, but it makes a difference. And I can even see it in how people maybe are responding around me, even if they don't know me, how situations are unfolding. There's an impact there, a vibration. Okay, number 2. After shaking those pom-poms, insist on the gifts, because they are always there. There was a wonderful, one of my favorite early New Thought teachers, Emma Curtis Hopkins, way ahead of her time. She was brilliant. She was an intellect and she was a spiritual mystic. And she said this. She had attitude, I gotta say. This too is good. This too is God. This too is for me. And I demand to see the blessing in it. What she is saying there is, in echoing what Pam Grout is saying too, everything happens not to us, but for us. Everything happens not to us, but for us. I know that can be a challenge sometimes. Wallace Wattles, another early New Thought teacher, wrote it this way. He said, because all things have contributed to your advancement, though you may not see it now, you should include all things in your gratitude. And here's a real kicker. He said, because all people have contributed to your advancement, you should include all people in your gratitude. Yeah. Remember, everything and everyone in life happens not to you, but for you. I love this that I saw on a greeting card years and years ago, but it's so true. Most people don't know that there are angels whose only job is to make sure you don't get too comfortable and fall asleep and miss your life. Angels whose job is only to make you not be comfortable. Well, I cite an example, the recent election. Regardless of your political preferences or candidates, let's just consider that all the players were angels who shook us up, shook us out of our complacency, so we didn't get too complacent about our lives. Now, let's say something really, really bad happens, and really, really bad things do happen. I am not minimizing or making light of or intending to trivialize at all the tremendous upheavals and disasters that can happen to us financially, with our health, with relationships. But again, looking at what Pam Grout shares in her book, she says, so this bad thing happens. It is our MO, or our standard operating procedure at that point, to panic and to draw dire conclusions immediately. So the game, she suggests, is that if something like this happens, and you're maybe not ready to shake those pom-poms or even demand the gifts, press the pause button and let it sit for 3 days, is her suggestion, and use those 72 hours to come up with 3 possible endings to your story. Might be a challenge, but try it. Endings that are more positive, that are better, or at least not as dire. Put energy into the array of possibilities rather than on the things that your worst case scenario wants to promote. And you know what? When you do that, you'll notice that it starts to open you to gratitude. I have tried this, and at first, not feeling it, and maybe I can only come up with 1 or 2 alternate endings. But when I've done this, almost immediately, the gifts, the blessings begin to be revealed. Why does this happen? Well, as Pam Grout writes again, she says, when we practice this energy frequency of ferocious gratitude, it opens a portal straight into the heart of the very field of infinite possibilities that you cannot yet see. Ernest Holmes, the architect of our philosophy, wrote it this way. He said, gratitude is the power which attracts the hidden potentialities of life. So, for example, demanding the gifts in the midst of this pandemic and all that is associated, but in the midst of any difficult or even disastrous situation that's in front of us. Ask, is this situation inviting me, compelling me to have greater trust in the one source, the power, the intelligence within me, God by any name, so much greater than conditions? Is it building that trust because I feel I have, for the moment, no place else to turn? That's a good thing. Or is it compelling me to try things I otherwise wouldn't have tried? Or is it stimulating my creativity and my imagination in new ways? Or is it drawing me into contact with people in a new way, maybe even new people? And any of these things, in turn, will launch us into new and exciting possibilities we can't see and we might never otherwise have experienced. All right, shake the pom-poms, demand the gifts, and now look up. Physically. Don't underestimate the power of linking your body and mind by doing something physical, how it can impact your attitude and your frame of mind. So looking up, let's call this to be a little corny, but an altitude of gratitude. Raise your altitude of gratitude. What's the situation? What is the situation you're experiencing? Look at it, look down physically and think about it. And then turn your gaze up slowly and say, wow, oh my God, oh my gratitude. It's amazing. There's just a little shift when you look up. And that, my dear ones, is how you and I can think less and thank more, giving thanks for everything, no matter what. An attitude of gratitude. And I am grateful and thankful for you. So now Bob is going to help us raise that attitude, get us high to a higher altitude of gratitude by singing an attitude of gratitude. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon.
I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude of gratitude. I thank the universe for each new day, whether it's sunny or it's pouring rain. In any situation, time or place, my grateful heart creates a state of grace. I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude of gratitude. The darkness taught me how to praise the light. Wrongness makes me hunger for what's right. Now there's not any place that I don't see heaven's blessings shining down on me. Attitude, I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude of gratitude. When Jesus fed the hungry multitude, he did it with a grateful attitude. Although it looked like there was not enough, he thanked the Spirit for abundant love. I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude of gratitude. I used to cry for deliverance, send desperate pleas up to the heavens. It wasn't until I gave up and got still that I could see all the gifts that I've been given. I've got an attitude, I got an attitude, I've got an attitude of gratitude. I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude, I've got an attitude of gratitude. I've got an attitude of gratitude. Got an attitude of gratitude.
Thank you, Reverend Karen, for that beautiful message on gratitude. Think less, thank more, gratitude no matter what. And Bob, that song is the perfect song to anchor in. It's going to stay within my mind the rest of the day. The Attitude of Gratitude by Marshall Stern and Richard McDeesey. And now it's our time for offering. We're so grateful for your generous financial support that allows us to bring forth messages like this and so many other opportunities within our spiritual community. There are 3 easy ways to share your offering. On your screen, you can see our website, which is cslsarasota.com, where you can choose a couple of options. You can select the donate button, which allows you to contribute via PayPal or credit card. Or you may mail a check to our address shown there on our website. Or you can set up automatic contributions through your own online banking. And now I invite you to place your hand over your heart and reflect on your gift, blessing it as you share it, and know this with me. My gift goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper, and a divine flow returns it to me, multiplied abundantly. Now, please join me in reading our offering affirmation together. I give thanks that I may share of my good, my love, and my support. And while we are here on our website, I'd like to draw your attention to the green prayer request button. We invite you to use this feature to send us your request for prayer support. We have 4 licensed spiritual practitioners, Kathleen Frankert, Jim Grove, Jaron Nelson, and me, who are available to know and affirm spiritual truth with and for you in whatever challenge you may be experiencing. Here on our website, you can also sign up for our weekly email newsletter. Please also check us out on Facebook page for posts about upcoming events, and like our Facebook page too. I have several announcements this morning. First of all, mark your calendar. December 6th is our next coffee and chat. And if you haven't been to one of these, this is a moment where after our Sunday service at 11, we all get on Zoom, and it's our opportunity to truly connect with each other. Also, have you seen Jaron Nelson's pop-up prayers? They're an amazing spiritual refresher that comes out midweek on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. And if you subscribe to our Facebook page or YouTube channel, these will actually pop up. So please watch these. And if you want to reach out to her, emails on the screen. If you have anything you want to ask her to kind of weave into her midweek prayer, she would be glad to do that for you. Now, lastly, Jim reached out to me and he said that because of Thanksgiving, he's not doing a spiritual living circle, but we'll be back on track next Wednesday at 7 p.m., the following Wednesday, which is December 2nd. Each week, Jim facilitates a wonderful discussion on an article from the current month's Science of Mind magazine. All are welcome to attend this. They meet by Zoom, and if you'd like to participate, please email Jim at the address that is shown on your screen, and he will send you the conference invitation along with that current week's article and discussion guide. And as we conclude this time together, I want to thank you for showing up and being here with us. And then as we move through our next day and our week ahead, to know that we're always being blessed. And now, please join us in our closing song, singing, "Let There Be Peace on Earth." Thank you.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God our Creator. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my sound.